First fight up, we got Dylan Budka losing to Andre Petrovsky. Andre, I've seen him come around as a fighter. He, went on a 2 or 3 fight win streak when he got in the UFC. And then he lost, I believe, 2 or 3 in a row. Michel Pereira, Jacob Malkoun, maybe another one. But, I think Andre, he got the win tonight. It didn't look great to me. Andre's a guy who has great wrestling, has good jujitsu, has, good cardio. In the first round, I thought he looked good. He was walking Budka down. Um, Looked pretty good in the first round. Second round, Budka comes out and like hits him a couple times and backs him up. That's a big problem, man. If Dylan Budka's backing you up, it's a bit of a problem. Budka is a guy who is not good. I'm gonna be honest here, man. I expected a better performance from Dylan Budka. He couldn't stuff a takedown to save his life, bro. You were like about to like wrestle at Notre Dame and you couldn't stuff a takedown. Damn. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I expected, like I said, man, I just expected Andre to be a little bit better on the feet. He just didn't look great. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about, man, they should cut Andre Petrosky. I don't think they should. I believe they've probably given him a warning due to the fact that he said, I love the UFC or whatever. But the Frem fight was a little bit boring. This fight was a bit stinky as well, but that's how he's going to fight. I do think he had opportunities to, land ground and pound and look for submissions. He wasn't looking for them at all. With that being said, no, I don't think you should cut him, but I think you should give him a guy like Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel, look, he's going to have to take a bigger step up in competition. I think Petrosky's good for that. Petrosky's not great on the feet, and he's kind of a similar, a mirror matchup to Bo Nickel because Bo Nickel's obviously stellar on the ground. But my issue with Nickel is I know I'm off topic here, but Bo Nickel's 28, man. People act like he is, 25, 24. He's 28 years old, man. He's got to start fighting more. And, if he has aspirations to be a champ, he's got to fight somebody a bit higher than him. Andre Petrosky's on a 2-fight win streak. I think you do that fight. But anyways, yeah, Andre looked pretty good, man. His cardio and his control on the mat is great. I thought Budka would be able to take or stuff takedowns, but Budka, backed him up a couple times, and I don't like that at all. That's very, very bad looking. But Andre gets it done. I hope they match him up with Bo Nickel, but we'll see what happens. And good win for Andre Petrosky. Gabriel Santos gets the win over Yiza. First off, I want to say Yiza is a great fighter. I knew this coming in. I was very excited to watch this matchup. Yiza's very durable, very tough, very good on the ground. I thought his striking was a bit underrated coming into this fight, and I really almost leaned picking him. I didn't pick him, but I was close to picking him in this fight because I thought his striking was a bit underrated, and he could deal with the ground game of Gabriel Santos because I know Gabe, although people think he's a striker, he is very good on the ground. He's very balanced. He's a really good fighter. But I thought Yiza, was going to put up a better fight, and I still do think Yiza's a good fighter. But man, oh man, I got to talk about Gabriel Santos. He's coming off 2 losses. David Onama and Lerone Murphy's took a year off, I believe. Look, he's good, man. This guy is very good. He's very good. Against David Onama, he was whooping David Onama's ass, and Onama caught him, and he gassed out in that fight a little bit. The volume kind of got out of there, and he was just making mistakes, and he paid for it. Got knocked out. Comes back tonight and beats a guy like Yiza, who's good. And that was a very, very impressive performance. I was stunned. I mean, that front kick up the middle in the first round, I don't know how it didn't put Yiza out. Yiza's durable as shit, by the way. I don't know how. There was multiple opportunities for him to get that finish, but look, Yiza's, like I said, he's so durable that it doesn't even matter. He dominated him, man. And like I said, I think Yiza's good. So where does that put Gabriel Santos? In the deepest division in the UFC, which is featherweight. In my opinion, featherweight is literally insane. You can go look at the people outside of the rankings, and they're fantastic fighters. So many good fighters there. But look, he's got a bright future, man. This guy can do it all. His striking looked good. It's not the cleanest, but he hits hard and he throws hard. His kicking game looked good, and I love how he set up those body shots and then went up top. Very good, bro. This guy is a problem. He's a very bright future. He's only 27 years old, man. I'd like to see him get back in there pretty soon, man. I think a cool fight would be Hyder Emil. I think that'd be a sick fight. You throw those guys in there. That'd be a sick fight. I'd love to see it. Maybe it's a bit of a step up, or I don't know, because I feel like whoever wins that could get a fight, could get a ranking spot. But dude, I'm telling you, I was just like looking around at featherweight rankings, and bro, it is the most stacked division. You have Yo Anderson Brito not ranked. You have Sean Woodson not ranked. You have, C Rod not ranked. You have Nathaniel Wood, another good fighter. There's so many guys. So I just think Santos had a stellar performance, man. Really, really stellar performance. Way to come back and get that win off of the year layoff. And he's a problem, man. He's going to be ranked for sure, in my opinion. I see no doubt in my mind that he will not be ranked in the future. So yeah, Felipe Dos Santos taking on Andre Lima. Andre Lima comes out and gets a UD decision win. Look, the first round, Lima was throwing. I'm sorry, Dos Santos was throwing a ton of strikes. He's a guy who's very high volume, kind of reckless, and he showed that once again. I mean, I knew coming in here again. Obviously, Cop, he was reckless. He's first round, he usually tries to get the knockout, which is a little ridiculous. His fight IQ isn't great. He's 24 years old. He's very young. Um, yeah, but Andre Lima comes out here, gets the UD win. I thought, look, Andre Lima, I like him. I think he's very good. I do think he has potential to be good. Look, my issues with him is his volume. I talked about it in my prediction videos. His volume isn't great, man. He doesn't throw that many strikes. With that being said, his counter striking and his timing is great. And it's really his defense, man. His defense is truly special. His defense is very special. He uses it great. I mean, he was checking everything, man. Like, I don't know if Felipe Lima got off, Felipe Dos Santos got off a good clean shot on him. I don't think so. He pretty much blocked everything, saw everything first round, landed a couple left hands, but I probably would have given that round to Dos Santos just because of the volume discrepancy, bro. Like, he doesn't throw enough strikes, and it kind of pisses me off, man. But yeah, look, Dos Santos is a guy who is okay to me. I never thought he was that good. I did pick Felipe Lima to win this one, and I knew coming in here, I thought it would be just outstriking on the feet and Felipe Dos Santos gassing again like he always does. But that kind of wasn't the case. Andre Lima took him down, held him down, looked good doing it, and I think it's a good win for him. I do want to see him get a finish here. I don't think he's gotten one yet, but this guy's dangerous on the feet, man. He's got sharp counter strikes, very good low kicking, and like I said, man, that defense is beautiful. His defense is definitely his best attribute, in my opinion. I mean, this guy literally sees everything coming, checking every kick, blocking everything, hopping in and out of range, landing those nice counter strikes. But like I said, man, it's that volume discrepancy bothers me a little bit. But he looks like he's rounding his game out a little bit more, and that's good to see. I think this guy could definitely be ranked in the near future. But yeah, a good win for Andre Lima, and we'll see what they do next for him. Isaac Dogarian submits Brandon Marat. Well, I had first round. Brandon Marat survived. I'm surprised, honestly. I feel like they could have stopped that fight, but it doesn't even matter to me. Yeah, Dogarian. Well, look, I knew he was going to come in here and win this fight. Brandon Marat thought he was Masvidal. He tried to get that knee going, and he ran right into Dogarian. Like, he didn't even do anything. So he just ran into Dogarian basically and got fucking lifted up like a deadlift and thrown on his back. So yeah, good performance, I guess. I mean, look, the competition wasn't crazy, but look, another guy at 45 that like is a killer, bro. Like, this shit is crazy, man. How many good fighters there are at 145. So yeah, good win for Isaac Dogarian, and I'm excited to see what he could have next. I'm assuming it's going to be a much larger step up in competition for him, but we'll see what happens. Chris Padilla gets the win over Rong Zhu. I talked about Chris Padilla in my prediction videos. Look, I don't think this guy's good at all, and whoever he fights next, I'll be laying the dough on that guy. Look, Padilla was getting his ass kicked pretty much. I mean, he was eating some big shots. To me, Rong Zhu is kind of winning that fight pretty easily. With that being said, look, I don't like Chris Padilla. I don't think he's that great. But look, I got to give the guy credit. That was a nasty, nasty elbow. I mean, man, Rong Zhu thought he got fucking hit with an elbow. It was, or I'm sorry, eye poke. But that elbow was nasty, nasty work. Like I said, man, I'm not a huge fan of Padilla, and I don't really like the guy. But on top of it, I don't think he's good at all. He was getting pieced up pretty much the whole fight. I thought most of the big moments were coming from Rong Zhu, and that elbow landed, and it was a good stoppage. I mean, the guy couldn't see. That was dirty, dirty work. I mean, look, like I said, I don't like him, but I got to give him some credit, man. That was a fantastic, fantastic elbow, and it landed perfectly, man. Just a beautiful shot. It was, one of my favorite, shots I've seen land in a minute. So credit to Padilla. As for, I believe he called out Mahashate. I think Padilla might be going night night. We'll see. But Mahashate is a guy who hits fucking hard as shit. Mahashate, I believe he got a win. Can't remember who he beat last, but he's knocked out Steve Garcia. He's lost a couple fights as well, but he's young, and I think Mahashate would floor Chris Padilla. Let's be real here. But yeah, Chris Padilla 2 fight win streak. I don't think the guy's great. Like I said, we'll see what happens. But good win for him, and that elbow, nasty work from him. Yanel Ash Moose comes in there and beats Trevor Peek to a decision. Look, I this is the only fight I bet on. I was like, I watched Yanel. I watched him, last time out. Chris Duncan, he tore his shoulder up. Something happened, fucked it up. Couldn't really, use all of his tools, right? Um, Look, Trevor Peek to me is a dog. He's got the craziest chin I've ever seen. I mean, this guy ate one of the biggest right hands after he overextended when he was wide open. Just fucking massive right hand from Yanel, just ate it. Look, I don't know how he eats that shot. But anyways, yeah, for me, the reason I bet on I just think he's cleaner. And it comes to a certain point where, Trevor Peek, I don't think he's skilled. He's probably the least skilled fighter in the UFC. Maybe, I don't know, but look, Yanel is actually pretty good. Like, I actually think Yanel could give some guys some tough fighters. This guy knocked out Sam Patterson, who's, at welterweight now, who's pretty highly touted. Yanel's good, man. He's good enough, and he's, when it comes to skill, it's like this. It's not even close between Yanel and him. Trevor Peek, like I said, I dropped the dough on Yanel. I was a little bit nervous because you know how those scorecards go. I did in the first round. I thought he could have lost that round. You could have, one judge gave it to the other two gave it to Peek, and I could see that happening. It was pretty much lackluster, but used the momentum of Peek's takedowns or over swinging and took Peek down. Pretty easy fight for as far as my betting wise went, this is the only fight I bet on because I was very confident that the line was wrong here. I just knew coming in, Yanel is just better everywhere and so much more skillful than Trevor Peek. Too fast, too elusive. Comes out there, gets the win. Yeah, I think it was a pretty good performance from Yanel, and I'm excited to see what he can do next. He's got there's some good matchups he could fight. He is a bit of a small lightweight, but he's fast and a tough matchup. He's balanced. He can fight everywhere. So yeah, a good win for Yanel. And I'm glad I made my money there. Stevie Garcia comes in there and gets his 5th knockout in the first round in a row. This guy, man. This guy. He kicks, Kyle Nelson, falls down, and, Kyle Nelson has his back. He gets out of the position and relentless, man. Just, I would have liked to see him, get up and, knock Kyle Nelson out. I don't really like Kyle Nelson, but I was debating picking Nelson in this fight due to his defense, on the feet. I think he does have good defense on the feet, but we really never got to see any of that. But yeah, man, look, Steve Garcia is mean as shit, dude. But we gotta get this guy outside of the apex, man. Outside of the apex. Sorry, I'm fumbling over my words. We gotta get him out of there, man. He's been fighting there all the fucking time. Get him out and give him a top 10 matchup. He deserves it, man. Look, I don't give a fuck, man. You look at, Shavkat. He ain't finishing guys in the first round and doing it like that. Stevie Garcia needs a top 10 matchup. No top 15. He needs a top 10. Another featherweight. Look, if this guy was in fucking heavyweight and he gets, 5 first round finishes in a row, his ass is Sergey Pavlovich. I think Sergey Pavlovich did that shit. So, and he got a title shot. So this is just crazy. But yeah, look, Steve Garcia needs a top 10 fight. I don't want to hear anything about it. I don't want a top 15. I want a top 10. Top 10, he deserves it. A guy coming off a loss, maybe Giga Chikadze, something like that. Look, that'd be a sick fight. I don't know how it goes for Steve, but sick fight nonetheless. I mean, Giga's never been knocked out before. Steve, is a guy who knocks everybody the fuck out. So sick fight. And I just want to see this guy get what he deserves. And it's not being in the fucking apex because he's one of the most exciting fighters on the roster. And he comes out here and does the same thing that he does every time. Finish the guy in the first round. He's a killer, be killed guy. If he goes out there and fights, Giga Chikadze, he's not going to go to a decision. He's going to come forward and, take punishment. He's either getting knocked out or he's knocking the other dude out. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't deserve to be in the apex, bro. Like, it pisses me off, man. Crowds deserve to see this guy. And I'm very much hoping he gets an opportunity at a top 10 fight. And, if he, if it's in the fucking Apex, I'm gonna be pissed. If it's not a main event, I'm gonna be pissed. In the Apex, obviously, I'm saying, but needs to be in front of a crowd, bro. This dude is so entertaining, man. One of my favorite fighters. And yeah, I can't wait to see what he's got next. It better be a fucking top 10 fight, man. But yeah, great performance from him. Once again, this guy comes out here and finishes everybody. He does the same shit every time. 5 first round finishes in a row, bro. We don't even see that ever. So yeah, let's give this guy a top 10 fight. Please, UFC. Natalia da Silva beats Jessica Andrade. And look, guys know I don't like know that much WMA, but look, Jessica Andrade is a girl that's been around forever and just swings hooks, and she's not great. She was kind of just stalking Natalia da Silva down, which she should have done. That's her, best way to win. But she got pieced up. There's one thing if I do say that when I'm watching Natalia da Silva, I don't like. Her head doesn't really move, especially when you go down to that body. She doesn't move her head much. I think possibly she could be taken advantage of in future fights, but she's good, man. She's pretty fun to watch. She's fast. She's got a good one too. Yeah, spinning kicks are good. She got a good win, and like to see her fight like Aaron Blanchfield. I think Aaron's booked, but she would like kill Aaron Blanchfield. She could be a champ, man. Low key, she's pretty damn good. Yeah, I think we might see her. Challenge for a title or takedown defense is good as well. Good win for her. And let's see what happens. Sean Brady wipes the board and beats Gilbert Burns to a decision. I expected this, man. Look, when I look at Gilbert Burns, I see the same issues over and over again. And it's that volume discrepancy, man. His striking is not that good, and his volume isn't great. It's always been like that. And look, against like a mirror matchup like Sean Brady, I knew this was going to happen. Gilbert was going to come in here and not throw a lot of strikes and sit back and do nothing because that's what he's always been doing. He did it against Madalena, except he took Madalena down. Did it against Bilal, but he couldn't take Bilal down. And Sean Brady took the approach that Bilal took and just outvolumed him, and didn't worry about anything coming back his way. Yes, Gilbert Burns has power, and do I think he could have won this fight? Yeah, I do. But the only way for me that Gilbert would have won this fight is to knock out Brady. And I'm not trusting a guy with the one shot. I'm not trusting that. Yes, he could have. He's powerful, but I don't see it. I'm never, going to pick a guy to win if their only shot is a one punch KO. If they don't set up shots, they don't throw shots, they have no wrestling advantage. I'm not going to do that. So, that doesn't, I didn't like that at all from Gilbert, but it's always how he's been. So I didn't expect anything new. When I look at Brady, he's going to be better in the grappling and the wrestling. And he showed that again. Now the issues with Brady come with the cardio. He was tired, but it was understandable, but if Gilbert were to throw more strikes and maybe soften up the body, maybe jab the body, maybe kick the body, do I think Sean Brady would have been a lot more gassed out? I absolutely do. But, that's the thing. Gilbert doesn't do that. So I knew in coming into this fight, Gilbert's not going to throw a lot of volume because he never does. So I thought it was a pretty easy fight for Sean Brady and a good performance. He worked hard in the clinch. He got a couple takedowns. Held Gilbert down for a good amount of time. Gilbert obviously has a great ability to get up from his feet. I mean, he uses sweeps. He used an omoplata sweep. He used a Kimura sweep. It was beautiful, but I know Gilbert's capable of that. It's just on the feet. I just don't think he's that good. And I knew Sean Brady would come out here and out volume him and out strike him. So I went with Sean Brady, and I was pretty confident he'd win this fight. And I do think he is still underrated. He called out Ian Gary. Do I want to see that fight? Yeah, I do. I do think Sean Brady has a very, very good chance to win that fight. Come on now. Sean Brady, look, he is one of the best grapplers in this division. You have Bilal at the top. You have some other guys in that division that can wrestle. If you think, I think Sean Brady beats Shavkat. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. Y'all think Shavkat is so special. I think Sean Brady could get him down and hold him down. Um, do I think it's a lot harder fight than Gilbert? Yeah, maybe a 3 rounder would be harder, but a 5 rounder, I don't know about Shavkat's gas tank. JDM, I think Sean would be able to get him down. Gary, I think Gary's a tough matchup for him. Gary has that jiu-jitsu in his bag. We've seen him have pretty good takedown defense as well. And on the feet, he's a good striker. I think Gary's a tough matchup for Sean Brady. And I don't know if he wins that fight. But yeah, I hope y'all boys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.